Hey guys, my name is Haley, and today I will be filming my 7 and 7 readathon wrap up because the 7 and 7 readathon took place last week and I read 7 things in 7 days, so let's get into what I read. The first thing that I read, which I'm sure all of you know because I've talked about it once or twice on here already, and that was Harry Potter and the Cursed Child by J.K. Rowling and Jack Thorne and John Tiffany. I do plan on rereading this because I did read it in the matter of like 3 or 4 hours in the middle of the night while being very sleep deprived. I'm actually currently doing a Harry Potter reread, so I do plan on reading this right after I finish Deathly Hallows. And then I'm going to take notes hopefully this time around so I can do a book talk on it. As I've mentioned before, I am doing Yesy's Wizarding Readalong, which is a Harry Potter reread that she's hosting over on her channel. I will link it down below. So the very next thing that I read, I started it I think Sunday afternoon too, not like maybe a couple hours after I finished Cursed Child, is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I always read this book in like the first 2 or 3 books actually really fast, because I've read them so many times, but I read this maybe like a day and a half. Loved it, 5 out of 5 stars as always. Harry Potter is taking over my life. The next book that I finished was How Not to Fall in Love by Lisa Brown Roberts. This is a contemporary that I wasn't sure that I was gonna like, and I'm not even gonna lie to you. The reason that I bought it was because of the cover, and it's one of those buttery covers, and it's just beautiful. But it sounded interesting. I picked it up for like $2 or $3 off Book Outlet a long time ago. I actually ended up giving this 4 stars, which is a really high rating for me to give like a contemporary because I don't generally like them that much. But I really liked the like topics and things that were discussed in this book. And to be completely honest, I really, really liked the romance in this, which doesn't really happen that much with contemporaries. I'm like, oh, that was cute, they're gonna get together. But this one I actually was very interested in and found myself like actually shipping hardcore, like, please get together. But it was actually really good. And I was very impressed with it. 4 out of 5 stars. And then I went straight into another book in my Harry Potter reread and read Chamber of Secrets. I think this might be my least favorite in the series, but it's still fantastic because it's Harry Potter. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot more to say on this. 5 out of 5 stars, Harry Potter. I also watched the first 3 Harry Potter movies this weekend after I finished the 3rd book, which is coming up very soon. And then next I tried to pick up the Shiloh trilogy and the Tears of a Tiger, which were 2 of the other things that were on my original TBR. Spoiler, I didn't read those because I tried to read them and like the writing was just not readathon material. So instead I picked up this, which is Garfield Hogs the Spotlight, which is a bind up of Garfield comics. And some of them were so funny. Like, I dog-eared some of my favorites because I was cracking up. I love Garfield. I love comic strips, and I don't read enough of them. And if I see any more of these for cheaps anywhere, I'm definitely gonna buy them because I really enjoyed this. And then, surprise, surprise, I read Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Fun fact about me, this is my favorite Harry Potter book. Although I do go back and forth between this one and Order of the Phoenix all the time because those are my 2 favorites. But I do genuinely think this is my favorite Harry Potter book, and it is definitely my favorite of the movies. Like, I love Alfonso Cuarón and the way he directed this movie. I think the reason it's my favorite, honestly, is because we learn so much about the Marauders, and the Marauders are my favorite characters in J.K. Rowling's world, and I want a Marauders series so bad. And Sirius and Lupin are my 2 favorite characters in the entire series, and really my 2 favorite fictional characters of all time. The fact that they're both introduced in this is just favorite. Honestly, I'm still sick, so if you can hear that in my voice, I am so sorry. Another book that was not on my TBR, but I ended up reading for my 7th book of the week is Mysteries of Cove, The Fires of Calderon. No, The Fires of Invention. Is The Fires of Calderon another book? Because it sounds really familiar. Anyways, this is a middle grade book that I saw at the thrift store in hardcover in perfect condition, and I was like, I can't pass that up for $1. Then I looked at the back, and it literally says Steampunk plus Dragons. I love steampunk books. and I love dragons, so I was all over this. I was like, heck yes, this is like even a sort of new release. Like, this just came out last year, and the sequel's coming out in like a month. I ended up really enjoying this. In this world, technology has basically been put at a standstill, and anything that would be considered an invention is outlawed. Like, it's illegal for you to invent or increase technology in any way in the world that they live in. They live within a mountain called Cove, and there's different levels that you can work on, and then kids get their work vocations or whatever they called it in here when they're 14. And the main character, Trenton, has always wanted to work with machinery because that's what he likes to do, and he's been in trouble a lot in his childhood because he tends to veer towards the inventing side of trying to improve things, and like people are trying to smack that out of him because it's illegal, and he keeps doing it to impress a girl in his class. Honestly, it was so much fun to read. Like, I loved the like invention aspect of this, and the fact that it's a world where that kind of thing is outlawed for things that would make your lives easier. I never heard of this. I've never heard of the author, but I'm definitely going to be picking up more of his books because I really enjoyed it. It's by J. Scott Savage, if you're interested in like dragons or steampunk or middle grade, because this has all three of those things, and it was great. But yeah, those are all the books that I read for the 7 and 7 readathon. I would like to thank Ashley from Said the Story, Dana from The Book Quarter, and Marley from Marlene Alina. If I said your name wrong, I'm so sorry, for hosting the Twitter sprints over on Twitter for this readathon. And yep, that's everything that I read this week. I'm going to continue with my Harry Potter reread. I actually already have. I'm about halfway through Goblet of Fire right now. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys today, and I will see you guys next time.